Well, hello, hello, hello. Oh, oops, forgot the avatar. Are you starting this well? Let me just grab this and switch to this camera and preferably open the camera. Okay, are we okay? Yeah, we're fine. Alright, so for today I was thinking on doing a bit of a more chill stream where we attempt to design an old, well, not really old, but a game that I worked on for the Pirate Software Jam like 2 years ago. That's called Schrodinger's Code. Uh, at the time, I did it in Unity in 2D, and it was basically in a sort of Game Boy palette. Uh, you'd grab, for example, blocks and try to fix code logic, but at a certain point, I started to think that the game itself was a bit boring in terms of designing like puzzles and things like those. Like the concept was there, but something was missing. So lately, I've been trying to get some ideas together to see how I can remake the game in a more interesting way. And to do that, I have a few ideas. Most of all would be maybe something like a platformer where certain parts of the map are glitched and you need to fix them. For example, imagine a moving platform that instead of moving horizontally, it moves vertically or diagonally, and you like have to actually grab a tool and edit the code to make it work properly. Things like those. Really trying to basically get that sort of ideas together to see if I can make a better game than what it was originally. So yeah, that's going to be my challenge. In the meanwhile, I also have the Portugal game on a different screen, but I'll take care of this. Uh, so I'd like to basically use Excalibur to get some ideas flowing for the game. Let me just open it up. Okay, this was from the last time. Let me mute the game. Okay. Wanted to basically do a new one. Reset the canvas, that's it. Confirm. And I'm going to move to my bottom screen, which currently has OBS open. And let me move around stuff. Okay, that should do it. Just organizing my things. Okay, so let me just change the music. Don't like this one. Okay, that's a bit better. So, what was my idea? I had a few that I tried to brainstorm with myself. So, the first would be like a 3D game that's a platformer. So, let me see if I can draw something that's like representative of what I'm thinking. Maybe a bit less of stroke widths. Okay, let's imagine this is the game screen. And we have, for example, a small tablet here with, for example, a key binding. Let's say it's G for now. And we have, for example, a single pass like this. Let me try to draw it as similar as possible. Okay, let's presume something like this. You can even draw something on the side, like for example, imagine there's falling water over there, like this. Mm, Something like this. And your goal would be to not fall on the water. Let's imagine there's like some sort of platform that's supposed to go from here to here, basically left to right horizontally, but imagine it is incorrectly going up and down. In this case, it wouldn't affect much, but it could still throw the player off if, imagine, it was moving up, left, down, right, something like that. For example, moving in erratic ways. And in this case, I did a bad example of what I want to implement. Just restart. Let's try to do something different. Uh, Trying to think of how I could make a, basically a puzzle from this. Maybe instead of having this, you'd have just the platform itself. So let's say this orange block is a platform. Okay, and you want it to go here, but it's currently moving like this. So the X here. You don't want it to move basically from side to side. You want it to move forwards and backwards. You'd grab the tablet itself, for example, and let me just do something like this. It would pop up a window and basically show you some code, which is, for example, void movement. It will. I'm going to try to make it look like C sharp. So voids and things like those. Let's say, for example, var x equals. No, I don't want like that. Let's say transform dot position is equal to, and let's say it's a new vector 3, and then you have the several positions inside. So for example, um, not position, I meant the velocity, if I'm not mistaken. I think Godot also has that same schema of variables. I need to check. Velocity plus equals, and let's say that we have in here a 1f, if I'm not mistaken. In this case, for movement for the side it would be x, depends on what my viewing angle is, but let's consider it's either f or y. In this case I'm going to consider it's f, and basically what I want to do is allow the player for example, take this out and say 0f, take this out and say it's 1f, and in real time basically interpret that code and replace the movement function on that object itself. In Schrodinger's code I did something similar, but basically it was interpreting logic from blocks that were placed in a certain order in certain spaces. this will be different. You will edit the code of the platform in this case. So we need to basically uh, allow tablet to detect nearby um, editable, for now I'm going to call it editable objects. Uh, Allow the player to edit whatever code they want. So basically turn this part here in green and orange into a freely editable part, but block any editing done on like the initial part. For example, void movement, open bracket, close bracket, or at least try to correct in case there's something missing, because otherwise it will throw errors. And basically that's something like what I want to implement. Besides that, create. Wait a minute, my writing was off. Create a manual with code that is unlocked with no, uh, along the tutorials and player tinkering with the code, for example, something like that. So the player can follow a guide on how to code, for example. I could try to basically lock all of this part here about the velocity and the new vector and only allow to edit the values for starters, so the player can learn how to actually uh, well move the the object itself. So learn the basics of that part of code and watch it in real time, like change. That would be one of the ideas. Besides that, like it would basically work a lot based on this. I'm just trying to make the idea a bit more complete per se, because it still feels a lot incomplete. Uh, but yeah, basically that's it. You can also, for example, have a chain of platforms that aren't aligned correctly, and one of the plots I want to maintain is basically that the AI assistant of the game could be an enemy, but if I'm trying to make... Okay, my avatar is a bit broken up. Okay, since I was hunched over on the drawing tablet, it was messing up. As I was saying, since I'm trying to go for a vibe of a 90s game, and I'm planning on using voxels and etc. to try to simulate something, it's going to be hard to implement a sentient AI in the code. That kind of breaks the narrative a bit. So basically I can just make a simple platformer, maybe not even include a story or minimal as possible story, for example, the original where Schrodinger was coding and basically a lightning bolt hit the house and he got magically transported into the game, but the game is completely corrupted and he has to fix it. And basically, the end game, the final level would be him leaving the game, and basically that would be it. So we can basically make a tutorial level on how to add it. For example, apologies. So imagine that we have the house here. We have like a computer here, something like that. Trying to do the design by just doing a simple layout. Imagine like a few books here. Imagine that there's a monitor here, like one of those old CRT monitors, something like this. Uh, we can then have like a chair sitting on top, not sitting on top, but essentially like in here, you can like make some chair sort of looking thing where the player would be sitting. So imagine this is a player, and essentially animate this to like so. Animate the coding. Okay, animate the coding part. Try to maybe include audio dialogue. I could even voice act for Schrodinger, just make things a bit interesting. Besides that, animate the lightning, like for example, thunderstorms outside. Animate some sort of thunderstorm, and then say, for example, oh, it's thundering, I should save my progress, and like show a progress bar, and basically that I'm going off my head like what did I do in the original and what do I want to reuse, because it might be useful. Show the progress bar for saving. I know I don't have the best writing, but bear with me please. Thunder hit, and animate Schrodinger, probably write the right name, Schrodinger disappearing. Okay, so something like that. We go by this order, like try to make a voxel character as well, like coding on the keyboard. So basically we would use the player's viewpoint or the character's viewpoint in this case and like see the screen right in front of us. We can move around and see it thundering, things like those. So first person view with head movement, so something like that. And then once this is done, we pass to the next screen. So let me try to do something like this, where it would basically be a tutorial. So in here we can make like a cybernetic like screen, for example. I can paint this completely black. Where is it? Isn't there a painting bucket? More tools. Okay, not there. Okay, whatever. Essentially imagine like long hallway where across the hallway you encounter the editable objects, for example a chest. So imagine this is a chest and you have to code it to open. So code to open, and imagine that the code is something like void update if is open, or if unlocked, you are going to allow opening it. Maybe here I shouldn't call it void update. Hold up. Void interact. So whenever you interact with the object, for example, let's say press F, it will check if unlocked. The player can just go into here and say if true, and then it will basically execute the logic that's inside the if statement. I just want the player to understand the basic code. And I'm not going to basically display the whole code block of the class. I just want to show certain methods. So it makes it easier and the player doesn't have to basically look at everything. And basically that's it. So it will be something like that. Imagine something like following numbers like the matrix. The numbers don't need to mean anything, just random code inside. Or we could make like I did in my poster for the game at the time, which basically says something like the cake is a lie. It's like a very hidden in the poster. But yeah, I decided to make that reference, just see if anyone caught to it. There's also some others more in code aspect, but yeah, they're there. I could make like falling numbers and then just have simple lines saying something like that. It would be fun and would only be available in the tutorial. And then, once the tutorial was over, go to the first level and then, yeah, make some designs from there. But basically, would be this. Yeah, I'm tired just from thinking about it. Because I kind of dug my own grave with this game. Because, yeah, it's just a simple game at the moment. If I go in here, let me go itch.io. I think it's omegaleo.itch.io. Yeah. If we go on this one, I don't have any screenshots, do I? No. But yeah, I'm going to just load it and mute the tab. Don't even know if it will load. Okay, there it is. It's made like in a really old Unity version and hasn't been updated. But yeah, I want to still have this screen because I love the design I did on this one, but I want to change the gameplay itself. So I'm going to also take some screenshots of how the screens are at the moment. and I'm going to place them inside of my Notion. So we have the options menu. Let me create the main menu and close that, close this. Okay. Like this. It's been copied. This is the main menu. Let me drag this and this. Okay. I might change the font because I don't really like this font that much. Might even do my own. And now if I go into trophies, for example, there's some bugged ones, but the idea is there. So I'm going to still collect the idea, but I might change something. Trophies. Okay. So this is how it looks at the moment. I'm not going to change this for the moment, and I'm going to grab what I did for in Excalibur and save to, export image, copy to clipboard. Let's put in Notion and expand as best as possible. Idea for remake. So I need to basically design a lot of things, starting from maybe the main room. Try to like use a voxel editing software to design the objects themselves. But before I can do that, I need to properly learn Godot. Because what I did was basically force my way into learning Godot by implementing the same things I used in Unity. And that wasn't working that well. So yeah, I'm going to move this across and basically switch my screens. Screen 1. Okay. And what I'm working on isn't the Professor Leo website, it's Schrodinger code remake. Okay. I basically want to take this slowly because I'm not in 100% shape to basically be designing this from scratch like in an hour. So yeah, let's go for a slow stream. I'm going to basically go over everything in detail, and I'm not going to tire myself out instantly this time. Okay, so do I have my Godot? I think I didn't like create the. Let me try something. Going to here and import my development game dev. Do I have? No, I don't have the one I did in the YouTube tutorial series. Let me go grab it. github.com Omega Leo, and it was something like roguelike tutorial, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there it is. Let me copy this. Can I copy with the SSH? No, change the option. Let me do this on the browser that has the actual session open, so I can grab the SSH. Okay, that's better. Let's go to CV Media, Mega Leo, Development, Game Dev. Yes, just check. Yeah, git clone roguelike tutorial into Schrodinger's code remake. Okay, I'm going to basically rename it to the Schrodinger's code, and basically that's it. Project.godot, import and edit. Let's see what it says. It should have basically the initial setup. As of Godot 4.4, scenes and resources use UIDs. Reference scripts and shaders. Upgrades apply on the next save. Okay, restart and upgrade. Let's see if nothing breaks. Because yeah, I already had some progress made on the thing. Hold up. Where is my stuff? Okay, let me go check in here. Game Dev, Schrodinger's Code Remake. Wasn't there code? Oh, the runtime folder, yeah. So, why isn't it showing in the proper place? Test. Cannot create folder, can't create. I'm starting to regret this decision, but moving on. So, why can't I create a folder? Not create folder, can't create. Godot, do not create folder, can't create. Is it something related to permissions? Has characters in the name and doesn't describe input for folders. Trying to understand this. Is it because there's a space in the folder that's main from it? You confirm you have no symlinks on the path to the folder. Does the path to the project contain similar? No. Permissions for the folder where I wanted to create a new project was root, and I changed the folder's permission to my home username. Okay, might be because of that. Let me go into properties, permissions. Let me just say it like this. Create new, and can I reload? Let me just see something. Okay. Should I just create it from scratch again? Because I'm seeing that it's having a lot of issues. Get to project list. Flat seal. And let me check something. Because Godot has this thing here. All system files. Let me check if by given the right permissions it starts working. So close down Godot, close on this, and reopen. Let me just sit down. Okay. Uh, yeah, it's showing as a run user 1000 doc. Doesn't seem like that will work. Yeah, might have to move this to my desktop and work from there. Let's place in here. Don't mind the messy desktop. And remove. Remove this one. Import to desktop. This. Import and edit. Let's see if it's something related. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, basically permissions related to my external drive. Oh well. Okay, the movement is still working, and we have the sun there. Okay, so where do I want to start? Maybe replicating the original title screen, although that will be a bit hard. Let me see what I did first. So I have a save handler. Oh, need to do something first. I don't have this pointing to the right place. Schrodinger's code. Description version 1.0.0b or A maybe. Run, put splash window. I need something like setting the editor, because I don't like to use the Godot one. I prefer using an external one. External programs. Audio terminal. Version control, export, run, debugger. Godot net. Olá, Shadow. Basicamente foi o Winter. Ele mostrou-me a tua stream. Então, yeah. Ele disse que estavas a streamar na Duels, então foi lá dar um follow. Don't worry. But yeah, as I was saying, oh, thank you for the follow as well. As I was saying, I want to set this to rider. Set editor as rider. So I can edit this properly. Do this in the Godot editor menu, editor settings, .net. Oh, there's this external editor, JetBrains rider, and let's see if I can just edit this. Consent. Oh, it's not opening the right one. Person open. This is the one that doesn't have my login, if I'm not mistaken. God damn it. Yeah, but it shows on this one. Cancel. Install profile. Okay, it just opens, but as a GTK window for some reason. Let me open in the right one, because that's a weird thing to do. Home, Megalio, desktop, and is SLN, trust and open. Okay, that looks a bit better. Let's, for example, okay, let me analyze the code. So, I have an item name consumable. In this case I don't need an item for now, but might as well keep it. This is a save. Okay. Dictionary item and the number. Let me make it a neo dictionary. That was a specific class I developed for game engines to expose the fields. And okay, it's not loaded in yet. Manage look at packages and grab me the Omega Leo helper lib. There it is. Okay, now I have the Neo dictionary. Okay, and why are you in red? Type of exported member save inventory is not supported. Okay, a challenge I see. Type of the exported member is not supported. Okay, member is not supported. Let me just see. Someone was calling me on Discord. Alright. Type of okay. Role description. Every exported member. Let me open this on stream so everyone can see what I'm seeing. That needs to be a habit I break on stream because I want to teach while I learn myself, so yeah. Okay. Cause a non-supported type is specified for a member annotated with the export attribute when a variant compatible type is expected. Every exported member must be variant compatible so it can be marshaled by the engine. To fix a violation of this rule, change the member's type to variant compatible or remove the export attribute. Do not suppress warning from this rule. Members with types that can't be marshaled will result in runtime errors. Okay. Oh, yeah, damn. Forgot this is in light mode. Okay. From this, Adapted was working in Beta 6 because as far as I remember we removed support for .NET collections when we moved to .NET 6. Huh. Will C# be supported in the future again? Have significantly more features than Godot arrays. I'm having a similar issue and trying to come up with some generic solutions for this problem. Okay, I can't export. Huh? Okay, let me open that in a screen that doesn't expose any sensitive data. Good on you, Reddit. For fuck's sake. Use Godot collections instead of system collections. Godot collections is safe. So basically arrays. Godot collection dictionary. Oh, so basically what I have for Neo dictionary already exists, and it's like this. Not what I wanted to do. Dictionary. Huh. Okay. Let me then do a declaration in a different way using G dictionary equals this. Okay, can I call it like this? No, of course not. So let me try to do something. Essentially what I wanted to do is not possible at the moment. So, okay. We grab a position, we grab the inventory. Alright. Here it's the same. Godot collections dictionary. And for the player, okay, this one is also not fixed, but it should. Okay, the get inventory might be the one, yeah, okay. And the underscore inventory as well. Control V, Control V. Okay, that should do the trick, and now the player should have a proper inventory. So I have something like make save files, user save game. Okay, this is properly made. I'm liking it. Player. And now I have hmm. Now I kinda wonder what I can do with this. Show nodes in tree. Okay. The inventory basically points to this. The inspector might be out of date. Please build. Oh, that was it. Forgot that every time I export a new variable I need to essentially reload the basically not reload but build the entire project. Otherwise it won't show properly. Okay. So we have something like a test item. I really need to take care of that habit of double clicking in Godot because it will open a rider window that I don't want. Okay, what is the test item? Oh, just that. Okay, let's export this one and see what happens. Test item is only being used in test inventory. Okay, build, and there we have it, a dictionary. You can load in a new item. Um, wait a minute. Quick load. There it is. Quick load. Let's say 2, and there is the inventory set. Okay, that's pretty simple. I like it. Okay, we have the camera, and the rest is properly set for now. Okay, I can start working on a new scene. New scene. I want it to be a 2D scene, and now I want to essentially learn how to make a main menu. Okay, get to main menu. I'm going to also share with you all the video I'm watching at the moment. And as you can see on the stream, there is now a new chat option. So it might be a bit too much of a block on stream, but let's test. Okay, I'm going to basically mute because I just want to see the process itself. So the main node is a controller. Uh, change type to control. Okay, and if I go in VBox container, okay, so now let's copy everything that this person is doing. So VBox container, and might be something like this. Fill the exact screen. Maybe it might not be a good idea to tinker around for now. Create a button. Okay, there we have one. Okay, multiple buttons. Let me see how we did in the original. Play trophies, options, and exit game. Okay. Play trophies, options, exit game. My BTN. Trophies, BTN. Options, BTN. And exit BTN. Play BTN. For the text play. Okay. Trophies. Options. Exit game. Something like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, we can set it to the bottom left. We're going to here. Wait a minute, wasn't it this one? Okay, press there and bottom left. Might be because of the node. I might have configured this wrong. Size, let's say 1280 by 720. Okay, and now we have something. Basically, I didn't set the window size correctly. Okay, and I can basically do the margins there in the VBox container. I'm essentially trying to remember everything, so bear with me. Position, optimization, focus. So in the control itself, it should have something. Oh, as auto translate. Okay. Visibility, ordering, texture, material. Okay, localization. That's interesting. Container sizing, position. Oh, never mind. I was seeing the wrong one. Okay, we have this alignment. Okay, begin. For now, visibility, localization tooltip. It's not exactly the same looking one. That seems to be an older version of Godot. Alright, let me see, can I search? Yeah, give me the margin. No, doesn't have one, of course. Trying to sync. I mean, for now, I guess it would be fine. Let's call it title screen. Okay, it was properly. Let's go into here and say your main scene is the title screen. Okay, it's not exactly as it should. Reset this and say correct. Okay, that was it. Okay, now if I save, okay, there we have it. And now I basically need to change how this works. Can it be a pivot? Like 20, what happens? Nope, not that. Because yeah, I don't want to mess around with that too much. Godot or VBox container margin. Margin container has no margin option. Team overrides constants. Separation. Okay. I say 10. Right, but not what I wanted. But also a good option. Also, let me see how the game is at the moment. Okay, still a tie. And is it going to penalties? Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I haven't picked up Godot in quite some time. That's what the margin container is for. In Godot, every feature you want is its own node. Put your VBox container into a margin container. Okay, margin container. And then include that here. And say transform size position anchors to the bottom left, or maybe center left. That's more or less where it's in the actual game. And normally I even have an image picture sprite. Is that it? No. Let's see, canvas item, color rect, panel, texture rect. That's it. I go into here. Let me go. No, I don't have the originals files here. Give me a second. github.com. assets, textures, should be something like logo, and give me the icon as well. Yeah, there it is. Um, Desktop, Schrodinger's code remake, resources. Let me save into here. Okay, and the icon as well should now appear in here. Resources, logo, and yeah. So now if I go into here, texture, new image texture, load, bingo! That's what I want. Yeah, that's exactly it. Okay, let me just see the penalties on the other screen. I'm really focused on the Portugal game, as you can see. So yeah, I now try to play. Okay, that's not that bad, I got to say. Just needs a bit more margins, and yeah. So the margins. Let me see where I can make that. Bingo. Margin left. Let's say 25, and margin for top, right, and bottom will also be that, in case it expands for some reason. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks good. Now let's design the buttons themselves, because I want to do some changes. Can I multi-edit? Yeah. Let me see. Constant. Trying to see if I can like give some space from the left side, but might not be possible. Styles, no. Icon, font sizes. In layout, custom minimum size, container sizing, localization, tooltip. Same. New team, users, no. Okay, as the button. Want to edit this. Okay, this might not be exactly what I want. Go back, please. Trying to really understand how this works. So, this is normal style. I can edit. New style box empty. Okay. Unfocus. New style box empty. And I want to edit something. Don't know if I can edit from here. That doesn't look like it. Need to dedicate some time to learning this. because my idea was when I hover a button, it changes the text color. But yeah, that might be a bit too hard at the moment. Let's start small. Godot change button text color on hover. Let's change the color for label. Our color change bool equal false, color change equal true if color change button modulates the color you want. Not exactly what I want. We can might be this. Okay, look in the button properties, font color hover. Font color. Oh, there it is. So I want to basically grab this. Let's grab that color. Same for this one. Okay. Font color white. Font focus. Can I just copy? Okay, I can copy the hex code and just drop it in here. Not what I wanted. Now this, yeah. So, if I press play, oh, I think Portugal is going to win against Spain. Holy, this is amazing. Okay, this is still not exactly what I want. But let me go back and just team override styles. New style box empty, style box empty, style box empty. Basically reset all the styles for the buttons. And Portugal won the Nations League. Awesome! Bloody hell, let me just go celebrate a bit. Bloody hell. I can't believe it. Okay, this didn't apply to all of them. Okay, yeah. New style, new style. Same here, same here. Don't know about the mirrored, but let's try this again. Okay, that's pretty good. I would like it to basically have a bit more of margins, so let me do something. Agile node, margin, container, box container, and place this in here, and theme of rights, left 20, 40, okay, and then text size. Where would I adjust the text size? Fonts. Font sizes, bingo. Let's say 24. Okay. And in here, separation. Let's say 20. And let me load this. Okay, that looks a bit better, just needs a font. And in here I'm going to set separation to 20 as well, or maybe 30. So it's a bit more separated from the actual buttons. Okay, I like it, I like it. It's starting to look good. Okay, let me just drink some water. Okay, let's continue this. I'm going to close a few windows. Let me just reply some messages. So, now how would I go about coding the following code, for example? Because that would be an interesting thing to be able to replicate. Godot following matrix code example. Okay, no, not AI police. I just want to know dot matrix effect. Of course, it doesn't. Here's a simple example of creating a falling matrix effect in Godot using GDScript. Yeah, if you are going to suggest codes, please suggest in C#. Oh, holy! Chat, do we want to attempt this? But I think this might not be what I want. For starters, Google Godot C#, following codes. No, not what I want. Following letters. Making instantiate, no. Not going to be an easy thing, I see. Let me see how I do it in Unity. I'm going to download the original project or attempt to see my code. I think this is the public repo. Let me try to see Schrodinger's code. Yeah, this is a public one. I have a private one that's more up to date, but this one works. Scripts, code eval, conditional eval, globals HD recording preset, message collider, manager options, double screen button, UI, version label. No, that's not it. Did I make just like a falling water animation or something? Because I'm starting to see that's how I did it. Okay, let me go grab the codes quickly. CD, media, Galileo, development, game dev, git clone, Control Shift P. Okay, going to use the public one because it's a bit cleaner than the one I had on GitHub. And let me restart Kalido. Here it is, Mr. Kalido. This one, and okay, that should be fixed. Quite the pain to constantly have to reboot that, but fair enough. Okay, let me go into Unity and try to open that project. It might ask me to upgrade since I'm using Unity 6 on this one. A project from disk, Schrodinger's code, open. So they are going to make me have to basically get the editor itself. Okay, I can install that. Install version. I just need it for a Linux build at the moment. So let's go for a minimal one. Okay, it's installing. Let's give it a moment. Alright. Okay, it's actually quite fast at downloading everything. Uh, Meanwhile, let me just do the basic configurations. So in this, can I like apply some color? New scene, edit? No, not from here. Add child node and let's say color rect. You are going to be layout anchors full rect, pure black. Okay, that looks a bit better. Yeah, even for the text, it's looking better. Alright. And basically now I need to find a way to generate that following code randomly. Unless I like want to update a label. Might be that. Trying to think about it. Because how would I determine with the label that I'm essentially filling the screen with whatever I type? Because I'd want to fill from one end to the other. And that's not how I want. Because, for example, the idea would be something like, let's create a label. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Da, 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 da. This is fine. Vertical alignment, auto wrap. Yeah, this might not be a good thing, because if I try to do it one way, it will start eating up resources. If I do it the other, it might eat up resources because it would be an animation constantly like updating the background. Maybe for now we don't use that. Just leave it alone. Title screen for now is good. And let me see what I have as auto loads. Where was that? Globals. Input manager and save handler are my current globals. So let me say that I want uh, uh, where would I place it? Okay, let me say something here. Managers, input and save handler. You are both managers. That should be there. Okay, that mapped correctly. Create me a new script. C sharp. Inherits node, yeah, can be. I'll replace it with instance behavior or instance node. I think I renamed it for Godot specifically. And let's call it the scene manager. .cs. Okay, this will handle basically scene transitions. Not what I wanted to do. Okay, in here, managers, scene manager. Okay, let me just use the namespaces because that comes in handy. Okay, and this check expression for null. It's never null, most likely, so you instance node of scene manager, and I want to create a public dictionary of this type and say I want int position and scene tree. If I'm not mistaken, that's how it's saved. Uh, scenes, new dictionary, public void load scene, pass it an int scene, and let me see how I can transition from scenes to C# move to different scene. How to change scenes in C#. Get tree, change scene, and then pass in the scene. Okay, get tree, change scene to file to fact. Might use it like this. Fact scene, pass it like that. Var scene equals scenes dot scenes, and I want scene from here. Scene number. Okay. Apologies. Okay. Now I need to program the buttons to essentially load in the scene. So let me go. Oh, I can even add it like this. Because if I add it as one of these, okay, I have to code it by hand. Um, so let's say 0 and has scenes title screen. Let's put it like this and change scene to file. Okay, what's wrong with you? Method has two parameters but is invoked with one argument. Let me do it in a different way. Basically, it's going to be hard coded for now, but it is what it is. Okay, list of string. Happy now? I see the message. Let me just finish this. Oh, it's a coffee stream bot again. Okay, res scenes test. Let's see if this works. So, to start off, let me say when. Okay, I don't have something like that. And the input process is only for the movement. Okay. Eventually I need to capture the the other buttons. Okay, for now let's not do that and let's program the buttons. Play button. I'm going to say new script, title, first off like that. You are going to be placed in runtime UI and you're going to be a scene selection button dot cs. I didn't ask you to load rider. Okay, all of these will also have the scene selection button. Okay, now if I go into here, scene selection button, let's export public int scene number and what would it be? C# handle button press. Handle button pressed. Not call the event when the user clicks on a button. For this, you need to use its pressed signal. Click on the button node in the scene dock panel. In the inspector selected node, by default signals would be selected. and there double click on the button press signal. Alright, sounds simple. Public void pressed. Let me call scene manager instance load scene number and see what it does. So there should be an option, bingo, signals pressed, receiver method on pressed. Oh, okay. So get to method, uh, pick script methods only. Okay, let me see. Pressed. Okay. Uh-huh. Double click the press signal to open the node connection window. Will be on button pressed. When connecting signals via the editor's node dock, you can use two modes. Okay, the advanced. This is because there's something missing. Advanced. No, don't want to add that. Hmm. Can it be that it needs me to build it? Keyword new is required on press because it hides. Oh, it's hiding. Handle pressed. Okay, set that to there. Add pick. Hmm. Something isn't exactly right. C# button signals. Handle button pressed. This is the way. Gradual and easy to use. Instead, I prefer to connect my signals. Fair enough. That's actually better, maybe. Yeah. Uh, Knit. Public override internet. No. How do you handle this? Godot C sharp handle initialize. It's the underscore init. Is that it? Draw input get ready. Called when the node is ready, when both the node and its children have entered the scene tree. Okay, I'm going to use that one. This.pressed plus equals handle pressed. Okay. Let me disconnect so it doesn't interfere. Okay, let me build scene number. Okay, that's a start. If I press play, Okay, it's trying but not working. Hello pressed, and let me go into the load scene, try to debug it. Okay, basically generated like that. F10, F12 is the instant. Oh, because I'm dumb. How can I expect the instance to be generated if I didn't assign it in here? Yeah, didn't think that one. Scene manager, yes. Okay, now it should load. Just see something. Okay, moving on. Oh, hello. How are you? Doing well? Currently trying to recreate an old game I have, but this time in Godot. And yeah, I'm doing well. Just trying to have a chill stream because I'm a bit in low energy mode. So yeah, basically took me 1 hour and 40 minutes to basically design the new game and get to this point. And this is basically me reusing old codes. But yeah, the scene management is now looking well, and now I just need to basically build more screens, find some new font to use maybe. Let me go check for free to use fonts. Yeah, no worries. Work all you want. Let me see. Uh, royalty free fonts for commercial use. Uh, font space. Okay, let me see. Popular, trending. I want something that like screams that it's a coding font. Code. Otherwise, I can just go grab the original font for now, since I have access to the project. Okay, this would be awesome, but the black background might ruin it a bit. Mm, I might just reuse the font because of the logo. Let me see. Development, not here. Game dev, Schrodinger's code, assets, font, code squared. That's it. Resources, fonts. There you have it. And now, if I basically press on this and say, hmm, okay, let's go one by one, because essentially what I want is new font file. Uh, hmm, wait, yeah. I know how to do this. Load and go into resources fonts. Let's see if the okay, it worked good. Copy value. Go into this one. Paste value. Okay, okay. I'm liking it. Okay, that looks nice. I press play. It's working. Okay, next up, let me set up the Git for this. Open terminal, git init, and git config global init default branch main, git branch and main. God, okay. And let me set up on my git t a personal project. Let me see where git t is. Here it is. Remember this device, login. Uh, new repository, and let's say Schrodinger's code remaster. Git ignore. Does it have for Godot? It does. Readme default branch main. Create repository. And let me grab like this. That dot git commit start on project. Git push. Git remote add origin. Paste this. Git push. Set upstream origin main. Crap. Might not have been what I want. What was it? Set? Apparently I used HTTPS and not CSH for SSH for this one. Set URL. Okay. Crap. Trying to remember this. Clear. Oh well, for now, let it be like that. I might as well just use GitHub for this one. New repo. Schrodinger's code remaster. Git ignore Godot. It does have it. It's a private repo. And the SSH is here. Git remote set URL origin. Use this one. Git push set upstream. Git pull. Origin main. Git push. Git branch set upstream to origin main. Git pull. We have divergent branches. Git config full replace false. Is that it? Failing to merge unrelated histories. All your horses. Allow unrelated histories. Okay, that might be it. Automatic merge failed, fix conflicts, and then commit. Oh, because I already have a git ignore. I have some git client. Nope. Okay. Git add. Solving. Command solving the conflict. Not what I wanted. GitHub desktop. Let me see if I can download it for Linux. Nope. There isn't one for Linux. Git meld. Sports kit. Okay. Now this package for most Linux Unix distributions through FlatHub. Say less. Flatpak install meld. System. This one. Build requirements. Developing. Okay. Let me just check something. For fuck's sake. Don't mind me. Okay, from FlatHub. Let me search for meld. Okay, it's this one. Or GNOME meld. Okay, it's from the GNOME project. Okay, yes. Okay. Let's try to fix the merge then. Should not be an issue. Okay, Control Shift V. Merge tool, meld. Meld, not available, it's meld. Folder. Home. Desktop. Wait, how do you do this? Version control. Okay. Go into my desktop and use this one. Okay. Resolve conflict. Modified staged. Commit. Okay. This is a useful tool. Okay. Push commits. Commit, commit. Okay, what's your issue? Cannot add this one. Okay. Don't mind me, I'm trying to learn how this works. Okay, so essentially that's it. Didn't mean to close that window. Add there. Okay. Fatal cannot partial commit during a merge. It requires that all merge conflicts. Okay. Meld, fix, merge conflicts. How do you do that? Okay, git commit. So supposedly delete, revert. Git add, git commit dash n can't add merge conflict. Git push. No, it worked. Really? Uh, Master. Well, I be damned. Okay, but the git ignore it basically didn't use the one thing. Let me re-edit that git ignore. File system, git ignore. Okay, now it's an exact copy. Fixed git ignore. Okay, let me delete all these files. Because, yeah, basically moved conflict files, commit and push. Okay, that's a lot better. And now I can continue what I was doing, which basically was trying to make scenes. Okay, let me take a break then before we continue. So, I'm back. Another thing I was thinking about was basically making some sort of global manager for the font. So I could essentially load the font to every single UI object from the get-go, basically. Because, yeah, if I eventually decide to change the font, everything will be ruined. Because essentially I'd have to go one by one and change the font and everything else. So let's try to do something. I'm going to here and say I want a graphics manager. Not really a graphics manager, but it does its purpose. Yeah, okay. I want it to be an instance node of graphics manager. And what are you missing? Does it need a partial? Oh, it does. Okay, good to know. So export public font file. Uh, let's say main font for now. And oh, once again, I can't do it like this if this is an instance one. So new font file from res resources fonts. And this one. Okay, font. Okay, let's just say this is a string for now, and I'll find a way to load it somewhere else. Or I can just see how I can do this. Godot C sharp load font from file path. Hello Tej, how are you? Glad you could join us. Currently trying to tinker around with Godot. Dynamic font, GD load, dynamic font data. Okay. So I decided to go to both my Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Okay, seems fair. Where was I? Oh, so in order to load the font, I need to do something like this. Oh, okay, then add font overrides for that, because this will play into something else. Because I'm going to create the version label as well now that I'm in the title screen. So yeah, private dynamic font. Let me see if that's a thing. No, it isn't, because it's dynamic font data. Okay, still nothing. Font. Okay, it should be a font file. Contains a set of glyphs. Supported the font formats. Dynamic font importer. Okay, yeah, that's exactly it. So I want to access that font file, main font, Let's do it like this. Get if font equal null, font equals gd.load font file on this path, return font. Okay, that will ensure that I only load that font into the variable once and then can return it. Okay, that should be good for now. In the case of buttons, now I need to be a bit more specific. Godot C# automatically load font from code. Let me see if there's something like what I'm trying to implement. Loading resources and casting custom classes. Is that it? Item children? No. That's not it. Hmm. Okay, load it like that. No, that's not what I want. Trying to think. Because either by force every single time I have a custom control, I load the font in the init, or I find a way to override the ready, but it might take a lot to implement. So for now, let's do it the easy way. This dot add override string name should be font, just that, and graphics manager instance main font. Okay, let me check. Yeah, it should be font. Okay, now then let me try to essentially do something like this. Margin container. Let's say it will be anchors, bottom right, version container, main menu container, main menu buttons container, and in here let's say the label. Now let's test as version 1.0.0b like that, and in here theme overrides constant bottom 25, margin right 25. That should more or less do it. In here, new script, we are going to be assigned to the runtime UI folder. Oh, that's the wrong one. This one, new script, and runtime UI. You will be the version label. CS, correct. Create. Was hoping you wouldn't load new instance of Rider, but okay. Whatever. Come on, just close it. Okay, version label. Use the namespace. Ready. Then this dot add theme font override font graphics manager instance main font. This dot text equals gd dot version. No. C sharp get version. Not what I want. Engine get version info. No. I want the project version. Application config version export preset CFG. Okay, something like this. Trying to understand this. Okay, they started to normalize these kind of things. Okay, the variant type string dot add string. Let's see what it does. Okay, version 100b, but it did nothing. Oh, for starters, the font didn't load because I don't have the graphics manager here. So that explains that. Add. I should load it properly. B100A. Yep, that's exactly what I want. So if I do this, version, and like this, it should now load the version number there. Yep. Okay, that's what I wanted. I love this. Okay, we have the buttons working properly. Now, before I finish, let's do one final thing. Every time I click the button, I want a sound to play. Pardon me. So, I'm going to create a SFX manager and see from there what I can make. You are going to be an instance node of yourself. Okay, you are partial class, like so. Okay, rename it please. And now what I want to do is go into my original assets, grab the SFX folder and paste it in here. Okay, and let's see, public string button click. Let's make it a private so it doesn't show up. Equals res resources sfx btn click.wav And hmm, trying to think, because I don't know what I want to essentially do. Didn't mean to click that. Um, okay, Godot C sharp play sound. How do I pull this off? Audio stream player. Okay. Sound effects in 3 minutes. Can you just open this video, please? Thank you. Okay. Let's see how I can make this. Add a child mode of audio stream player 2D. Okay. Trying to think. Because what I want would be for it to basically be an instance object as well. But like this I can do much. Unless I get something like get root node, get tree, get root. Hmm. So, say for example, I create a play like this, and for root equals get tree dot get root. I don't know if that's what I want. Root dot no, this is for the window. Get tree dot get as the scene root. Root dot add child new audio stream player. Okay, that might just do the trick. Var audio equals this audio and audio dot play. No, audio dot, there should be something like load. Okay, let me continue watching this video. Screenshot. Okay, now it will generate that. Hold up. Oh, that explains it. I need to programmatically add, dynamically add audio stream player. Trying to load. Audio stream equals that. Yeah, this is essentially what I want. AI for once is actually helping me. Okay, and let's say this is it. For now, let's play the button click one, and I'm going to say whenever that's pressed, go into the SFX Manager instance and play. Eventually, I'll fill it up with variables to identify the sound. Just trying to test it for now. Put it on pause. Okay, it doesn't show up any sounds. Let me see the debugger. Oh, silly me. Once again, I forgot to declare the global. Ugh, seriously. Globals. SFX Manager. SFX Manager there. And play. Let me close all these windows. Okay. Now it's a different thing. Does not inherit from node. This explains that the way I'm doing it is not actually working properly. So, what I can do? Hmm. Hmm. If I just do add child, what happens? Because now I'm curious. Okay, we do have an error. Yeah, failed to instantiate an autoload script does not inherit from node. Then what's this? Literally, the instance node declares that it is a node. Did I fail to save or something? Or is it because of this? Still giving that error. Failed to instantiate an autoload script. Does not inherit from node. There is a build button in top right. Click that build button. It can't be that, can it? No. Just as I thought. Hmm. Okay, what's your issue now? Name. Could have sworn. Yeah. Okay. Build. Hmm. Still giving that error. Is it because of this? Is it essentially freaking out because, yeah, It's because I tried to do the add child. So let's do it in a different way. Godot C sharp, play audio from autoload script. Okay. Audio stream player 2D. Mm, so audio manager. Let's see. Let's see if I can get those script. Okay, hypothetically, let's do it in a different way. A child, um, audio stream player 2D, and let's call it SFX player. SFX player. Hmm, not going to be easy. Uh, I can't exactly say it like this, but I can do it a different way. Public action audio stream play. Can basically tell it to call this. It's a bit of a roundabout way, but sure. On play. On play dot try invoke. Don't have that one. Okay. Try catch. gd dot log. Oh, okay. Let's see if it just accepts that. Uh, on play dot invoke audio. Oh, audio stream. Okay. This is quite the roundabout way for me to go at it, but whatever. Not here on time. Can be here. Create. Didn't tell you to open up. Okay. SFX player. Ready. We're going to say SFX manager instance.onPlay on play. Create method. This.stream equals obj, which I'm going to rename to stream. This.play. And let's see. Didn't hear a noise. Maybe because I automatically loaded. This is interesting. Okay, I'm going to basically study up a bit more on this, and next time I work on Schrodinger's code, I'll take a look at it. So yeah, I'm going to end it here for today. Hope you guys enjoyed your time here. and I'll see you tomorrow for the Namitia development stream. Yeah, that's going to be fun. We're going to start working on the new 1.5.2 version. So yeah, looking forward to it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.